Rapid change had occurred since the late 19th century, but the First World War brought these changes to the surface with brutal force. European powers had expanded their territorial possessions in Africa and strengthened their domestic economies. With the majority of the world divided amongst rival powers by the turn of the century, internal competition inside Europe intensified. In particular, Germany had been growing rapidly since unification in 1871. Its imperial ambitions were a threat to the balance of power that Britain had established in Europe and on the world stage through building an empire. Control of the Middle East was also a major factor. The construction of the German Berlin-Baghdad Railway threatened both the dominance of the British-owned Suez Canal and British oil interests in Iraq. Although the British accused Germany of aggression by attacking Russia, some have argued that Britain provoked Germany with a policy of encirclement in alliance with Russia and France, and wouldn't accept German influence in the Middle East. Whilst on a state visit in Austrian-occupied Bosnia in June 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated by a Serbian dissident who wanted Bosnia to break from the empire and unite with Serbia. In response, Austria attacked Bosnia. Russia, a Serbian ally facing the threat of revolution at home, mobilized against the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Germany soon mobilized in support of the Austrians, and Britain and France rallied to the Russian side. Britain claimed to be upholding a treaty with neutral Belgium, which had been invaded en route to France. The main Central Powers, led by Germany and the British-led Allies, were all bound by treaties, but these formal agreements represented real strategic interests. 6 million army conscripts were mobilized across the continent, with 13 million in reserve. Rapid industrialization had raised these armies up and enabled their rapid deployment by sea in massive naval convoys and by land over vast railway networks. The industrial power which made rapid mobilization possible also ensured that the war would be long and bloody, though all sides anticipated a quick and decisive victory. No one understood the implications of an industrialized war on a global scale. Japan entered the war on the Allies' side, seizing German possessions in the Pacific and East Asia. For Japan, the war was an opportunity to expand its influence over China and to secure a place in the post-war world order. Meanwhile, the United States had remained at arm's length, providing material support for the Allies, who blocked US trade to Germany, but officially remained neutral. Attacks on US submarines providing aid to the Allies brought the United States into the war in 1917. The US was concerned with the war's impact on its overseas trade. America's key role in victory enabled its intervention in the post-war settlement, the Treaty of Versailles. Rising dissent across Europe was also decisive in ending the war, with troops mutinying in France and Italy in spring 1917. The Bolshevik Revolution of October that year took Russia out of the war, and revolution in Germany forced the Kaiser to abdicate and the new government surrendered in November 1918. So ended the world's first industrialized war, which killed 10 million with bombs, bullets and chemical weapons, and transformed the power balance of Europe, sowing the seeds for the outbreak of further global conflict.